What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Untitled World. Thank you for joining me today. I am the best grandpa ever. I just realized I'm wearing this shirt. Anyway, we're going to talk about UFC 261. I don't normally do this, but it was a monumental pay-per-view. Not only was it a great pay-per-view for if you're watching it as a viewer, as a fan, but there was also something else that was huge about this pay-per-view that they kind of salt-bayed a little bit, kind of talked about a little bit. But the fact that they had fans there, because if they have fans there, if they all start getting sick, then they're going to just shut everything back down, and we're back to square one, and then everyone's going to be, oh great, COVID's still here. But if some reason, some miracle, if the good Lord himself, I don't care if you're atheist or you're Muslim or whatever you might be, pray to your God or find some guy down the street, some kind of voodoo doctor that you can pray to, that this all works out. Because I don't know about you, but this guy, this grandpa, is super tired of wearing a mask everywhere. And I get it, it's easier for women because you don't have to put on as much makeup. From here down, you can be just a complete monster. And I'm hanging out in Los Angeles way too much. My Spanish is seeping in. But so I get it makes it easier for them. But for me, I can't stand the mask. I'm hoping that this thing goes away soon. If it goes away tomorrow, I'll be the happiest guy ever. Because breathing in that thing every time I go somewhere, except for when I'm at my house, is getting old. I'm choking to death on my own carbon dioxide. I think I'm slowly killing myself. But I digress like I always do. Let's just hope and pray that no one gets super duper sick from this and we can kind of start making steps towards normalcy. I don't want a new normal. I want the old normal. This new normal sucks. Alright, so let's get into the pay-per-view, shall we? First up, we had Jimmy Crute versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith seems like a good dude. I'm just not a big fan of his. And Jimmy Crute's from Australia, where I'm from, mate. And I was just rooting for my hometown hero. No. But I was rooting for Jimmy Crute just because Australia kicks butt. And not a fan of his haircut. He had some kind of like premature mullet going on. But there was some kicking back and forth. And then Jimmy Crute's leg gave out. I guess he got kicked in the calf. Like they shut his foot down, kind of like what they had with Conor McGregor and Sean O'Malley and a couple other fighters. And once you do that, it just shuts off the nerves, and you just can't do anything about it. And it's just limp. And he went to the corner at the end of the round, and then called it off. And Jimmy Crute was not happy. He punched the cage. He was very, very impressive, even after he got after his leg shut down, because he fell, and then Anthony Smith ran at him. He stood up with one leg and just basically speared Anthony Smith into the ground and held him there for a little bit, and he was kind of wrestling around with it. So that dude is a bad mamma jamma. On one leg, he took down Anthony Smith. Next up, we had Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. This was a rematch. What can you say about this match? This is a match that everyone's talking about because Chris Weidman, 7.5 years ago, Anderson Silva got his rematch with Chris Weidman for this UFC title. And in that match, Chris Weidman checked a kick from Anderson Silva. And when he did, Anderson Silva's leg did the same thing that Chris Weidman's leg did tonight. And it's just kind of crazy. 7.5 years later, someone kicks your leg and then you block it and you check it, they say. You check it and you break their leg. And then 7.5 years later, you do the exact same move. You kick Uriah Hall's leg. He checks it. You kick the knee. It's crazy. If you go back and watch it, he kicks it. And he's just same thing with Anderson Silva. He kicks it, and I guess they realize like this hurts when they do it. So he kicked it, but he didn't realize it hurt that bad to where it broke it, because he kicked it and he spun his leg around and went to put weight on it and went, "Oh no, I'm falling because I don't have a second leg." And he's just writhing in pain. Oh, God. I would just, if that happened to me, if I was ever a UFC fighter, right now I just thought of my plan. If you're ever a UFC fighter, right now, go tell your coach or whoever's in your corner, hey, if this ever happens to me, run up behind me, rear naked choke me, and pass me out, because that's going to be a lot of pain. I don't want to deal with it. I would rather be my tongue hanging out and drooling and out, and as soon as I come to, oh, what happened? Good night, Adam, and then go back to sleep. because that would be so painful until I can get the morphine drip in and I'm just, say 8, happy 8th day. That's a Brian Regan reference. If you haven't heard of him, you should check him out. Anyway, yeah, that was brutal. Dana White, I think, tweeted or put on Instagram that Uriah Hall was the first UFC fighter to ever win a fight and not throw a strike, because he didn't do anything. He just checked the kick, leg broke, fell down, winner. Uriah Hall was definitely upset about it. He's a very emotional guy. He's physically insane, a specimen. I could work out for the rest of my life and never get any older, and I still wouldn't be as good a shape as he's in. But mentally, he's not. He's a little bit of an emotional person. But I'm not saying anything bad about him, because he could whoop my butt. He's already knocked out one guy named Adam on The Ultimate Fighter. He doesn't need to make it two. But he was a good dude. I'm a fan of his. But what can you say? He said he'd give him a rematch if they ever happened. If I'm Chris Weidman, I'm going to think about retiring. You were champ before. You're never going to be champ again. You're just going to get more damage. You're going to have a leg just like Anderson Silva did, where you're a little hesitant to do stuff. Just live in South Carolina, where I'm from, a great state. Enjoy your life and open up a gym or do something else. Have Chris Weidman hot dog stand. I don't know, but UFC, no mas. You could be a commentator or something like that, but just ixnay on the fighting. Okay, you're done, Chris Weidman. Just move on. You did great while you're at it. I hated that you beat Anderson Silva, but I don't hate you as a person. You got Tom Petty when you come out. Can't hate somebody that does that. All right, match number 3, and it was the first of 3 title fights. We had Valentine and Shivchenko versus Jessica Andraj. They commented about this at the post fight, and they were asking if Valentina Shivchenko was angry because in her last fight with Jennifer Maia, Jennifer Maia was able to kind of take her down and hold her there a little bit more than Valentina's used to being seen, because usually she just dominates people. But Jennifer Maia, like, ooh, she's got a chink in her armor, like you can take her down and wrestle her. No, she showed tonight that no. I just hadn't sharpened that tool or decided not to, or whatever happened. Maybe she was off on that night. But she, as I tweeted earlier, she rock bottomed Jessica Andrade more times than Rock had to rock bottom Stone Cold when he retired him at WrestleMania 19. She just kept holding her and wham. You thought she owed her money. Remember the whole thing with Stewie and Brian from Family Guy? Hey, where's my money, man? Where's my money? He beat the crap out of Brian. That's what she was doing. She was slam. It looked like Loki and Hulk when he. So she whooped up on her, made it look like it wasn't even a fight. I don't know what's next for her, but congratulations to the Bullet. Match number 4. This was a really good fight because Rose Namajunas, she was champ before. There's no woman has ever won the championship, lost it, and then won it again until again tonight with Rose Namajunas. She looks just like Eleven from Stranger Things. Could be your sister. When she's got short hair. When she's got long hair, no. But I said it ended so fast, and she got her with the head kick. It was a super sweet head kick, and she kicked her, and then she jumped on her and started hammer fist, and lights her out. And then the ref jumped on her and pulled her off of her, and then he stood up Weili Zhang. And he stood her up, and she's like, and she's arguing like, hey. I was okay, but like, no, you can't even walk right. You weren't good. And she was all emotional at the end, and she was so emotional that when Joe Rogan started talking to her, he started crying, and that's one of the manliest men on the planet. So if she got him to cry, that's got to be an emotional thing. So hopefully everything works out for her. If they do the rematch, I don't know what's going to happen. I know Joanna was not upset because was not happy because she lost to Rose twice. So she's like, beep. Like, man, I was wanting to fight Weili Zhang again. But maybe you can fight Weili Zhang again, not for a title. But, yeah, that was the feel-good moment for sure of the night. And the 5th and final match for the 3rd title, once again, not this title, but the new one that's not as good as this title, in my opinion, was Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. This was the only part of the night that was like, a real. I mean, Chris Weidman breaking his leg was a bummer for sure too. But I was really wanting Jorge Masvidal to win because he's already the BMF champion. It'd be cool for him to get the UFC championship. If he did win, you could definitely have Kamaru Usman fight him again and maybe win it back. But I just wanted Jorge to win it at least once. But it doesn't look like he's ever going to win the UFC title, which stinks because you spend all your time doing all that and then you come up short. And he was in Florida where he's from. But it was odd because Jorge was talking about in the first fight when he punched him, it didn't hurt him. He just kind of, oh, you punched like a girl, and not so nice of words. And then he knocks him out with that right. He hit him so hard. He hit him. He went to sleep on his shoulder, and he just fell and hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist, just like Rose Namajunas, and it was over. But Jorge was doing good in the first round. He lit him up a couple of times, but he just, like he said, he got a little too confident, a little too cocky, and thought, oh, you can't knock me out. I'm not a UFC fighter. No UFC fighter will ever watch this. But if one ever does happen to watch this, relax on the confidence and the cockiness, okay? Anybody can be knocked out by anybody. You take Rose Namajunas, she could knock out, not Francis Ngannou, but she could knock out another dude close to her size if she kicked him hard enough. I mean, you take a baseball bat and you swing it hard enough, you can knock somebody out. That's just like a leg right there, maybe even harder with a leg. Stop being so confident. I get it. You're a bad man. If you're fighting me in the streets, you can have all the confidence in the world. You could go to sleep for 2 minutes and wake up and still I wouldn't have beat you. Okay? But when you're fighting UFC fighters in a UFC ring and you're a UFC fighter, they can all knock you out. That's why they're in your weight class. That's why they're there. That's how they got there, because they are somebody. They're not a nobody like me. They're not a grandpa. They're a UFC fighter. So chill on the too much confidence. Fight like they're going to try to kill you because they're going to try to knock you out. And that's all my advice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about the UFC pay-per-view. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you think about this title. Let me know what you think about this Yeti microphone. No, you don't need to talk about that. But that is it. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe if you like this. Maybe I'll do some more. And until next time, peace.